Tank Talk.
About some tropes.
Tank Talk trope.
Hold on a second here.
Tank Talk about trope.
Let me just do this here.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's all whispered to the mic. It's all...
Wait, sorry. I whispered.
I don't really like this whole Chrome. You see everything you've looked at in every Chrome browser on every device because I don't want to see all my work portals on my
It
phone.
like instantly makes you
Like,
sick to your stomach.
Oh,
like,
look, I can click on Service Now and open
No,
a ticket
thank
for
you.
something.
Oh my god! I left the porn open on my computer. Oh, no one's on it. They should have an erase button on that thing just in case.
Nuke all devices. Oh my!
Good God.
I actually coughed for
He was
real.
clearing his throat. You actually almost
It's like
lost
when I fake vomited.
Nothing.
Yep. The Fool's Lantern, Episode 9. Forgotten Phlebotinum? What is that? That's not a word. Phlebotinum?
Howdy, y'all! You're listening to the Fool's Lantern Podcast, where we discuss current and classic TV
We do?
and force ourselves to watch the shows we hate
That we do.
when we have time,
Oh.
which we do not this week.
Yep.
My name is Mark, and I'm here with my co-hosts, the loudest host in podcasting,
TV is the devil. Patrick Stitch.
the poor man Simon Cowell,
Hey there, I'm Aaron Tank.
and the token cat lady.
That's me. That's the most. That's one I agree with the most of all the token ones. Yeah.
Are you going to make your token joke again, Stitch?
Oh, token.
Ha! Drugs.
Today we are
J.R.R.
covering the
Okay.
trope
Arcade token.
Forgotten Phlebotinum
Sure.
and discussing television news. And later in the week, we will have a showcase covering the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, discussing the introductory miniseries and the first 6 episodes of season 1.
Ministers. Is that like a tiny Tyrannosaurus? Ministers?
Yes.
No, that's just somebody trying to talk and not having the ability to.
Oh, gotcha. I get those confused.
You can follow us on Twitter at Fool's Lantern. You can email us at foolslanternpodcast@gmail.com. And we might check that email someday. Please subscribe to and rate us on iTunes.
It's a good place to do it.
And finally, all of our episodes and more can be found on fngaming.net. So what have you been watching, Stitch?
I finished up Arrow Season 2.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually, since everyone is telling me that Flash is so
Yeah,
much
I've been hearing about Flash. Like,
interrupting Shanna.
I'm sorry, but I've been hearing it's amazing. I might need to watch it.
Is it amazing?
So what else have I been watching, Shanna?
No, I was just saying. Have you watched Flash?
No,
I was waiting for
Okay.
Patrick to finish.
Yes. Go ahead. Apologies.
I don't want to.
All right. Start over.
Apologies.
No, like now I kind of want to go watch Flash. I hear it's good, but I'm kind of scared to watch now because I don't think it's gonna be as good as I think because everyone keeps saying it's good.
I mean-
also Daredevil's probably better.
It's not great. It's nowhere near as good as Daredevil, but it's good.
Is it at least campy and funny?
Yeah.
not
yeah,
overly
it's a lot more.
self-serious?
It's a lot more comic booky and goofy than Arrow. It's fun.
Yeah, like,
I enjoy watching it.
like I'm gonna try to also watch season 3 whenever I get the chance to. 'Cause I have a busy week ahead of me, but it's still just a show I can just kind of throw on in the background and
Right.
pay mild attention to. But it's still not that great.
True.
I also dropped out of Game of Thrones,
Oh.
and I don't like it.
So that's what you haven't been watching this week.
That's what I haven't been watching this week. What did I drop out of? What did I back out of this week? Game of Thrones.
I thought you said that last time.
I mean, I said it this time too.
Yeah.
He just has
Also,
He wants to
continued to back
emphasize
out.
also,
it.
Big Bang Theory is still a piece of shit.
Why do you say that? What, did you have to watch it again or something?
No, I
He just felt it needed saying. Which, I mean,
we kind of need to reiterate that position every.
I mean,
now
I say it at least 3 times a week. I
in
think.
case anyone is in doubt as to how we feel.
Yeah.
any other shows?
I feel like there's something I'm not saying.
Oh, you know what? You did watch quite a bit of Guy Fieri's,
God.
whatever his show is. where he goes to
Diners,
restaurants.
driving, and dimes.
Goodness.
So, Drivers, Dine-Ins, and Dives is about the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Either.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives
There we go.
is about the lead singer of Smash Mouth looking at food while somebody else makes it and talks while he doesn't listen and then just eats it and says it's very good and how he eats the rest of it.
Sounds like a show I could watch.
Yeah, except he's kind of a douche.
Yeah. Does the food look good at least?
I mean, it looks good.
All right, then
I don't know
I'm
why
on
we
board.
need Guy Ferrari there to talk. To talk about stuff I don't care about.
You don't care about food?
I don't care about Guy Ferrari. I love Ferrari.
Guy Ferrari.
I was going to say something, but I was just kind of keeping
Guy
track of how
Ferrari,
many
the
times he would
host
say
of
it.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dimes.
And the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch that and a lot of infomercials at like 3 o'clock in the morning over the weekend.
That's where they hide the good ones.
They're trying to sell a bunch of knives. I think
Hey.
Gabe Newell may have been watching it.
Anything else?
Gabe Newell.
Gabe Newell has a giant knife collection.
Really? I
And he
didn't
likes
know
to
that.
show it off to people to come to visit Val.
Any real shows?
Did I miss something? You're giving me this look.
What's wrong?
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right.
I'm self-conscious
What have you been
now.
watching, Shanna?
Oh.
You say women be watching Shanna?
Women.
What
be
have you been watching, Shanna?
Women be watching Shanna.
I've watched Inside Amy Schumer a bunch, which
Yes.
is like any sketch show, hit or miss. But I enjoy some of the sketches, and I think she has an interesting voice. So I've also been watching Silicon Valley and Veep. And Silicon Valley I really enjoy, but the last episode, it ended in a way that was a little unbelievable to me.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of being really accurate to Silicon Valley and technology in general until this last episode, where it was implied that if you deleted a bunch of files from a media company's servers, they would just not have those files anymore. Like they wouldn't have them backed up somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Spoilers,
So-
by the way.
Well,
But, yeah.
I was very non-specific.
That's true.
I didn't drop out of that show, but I'm waiting for HBO now to be released on Android before I start paying for it again.
It is sometimes surprising how badly kept a lot of big companies' backups are. I
Well,
mean,
how
there's a
badly
story
kept?
about like Pixar and their backup
Oh,
of Toy Story
yeah.
2 that didn't exist.
Really?
And it was one woman who was on maternity
Yeah,
leave
like
or something?
someone accidentally deleted the entire server that housed all of Toy Story 2, and one of the producers was on maternity leave and had secretly copied the movie to her laptop so she could work from home, and was like, "Oh, I have that."
Wasn't it actually somebody was on a server and did like sudo rm space
Yeah.
dash r?
They accidentally typed in a delete all command.
Like
Oops.
the joking delete all command that everyone always does. And they actually, I think they had to they didn't remove the command, but they had to like severely block it so people didn't keep doing it. It'd be funny if JJ's computer crashed as soon as I did that. But it's a Windows machine. And also, it didn't really work over audio. Go ahead, Shannon.
Oh, that's all. That's all I've been watching.
Tank?
I have been watching a handful of things. I watched Community, finally got caught up.
You watched the final episode?
did.
I watched the final episode as well. What did you think?
That was, I think, the best ending to a show that I've ever seen. Like, if that were the series finale, if that had been the series finale of Community, that would be the best series finale ever.
Yeah.
Like, it capped off everything. It summarized the whole thesis of the show perfectly. It
Got
gave,
down to the core
it
of
gave
all the
everybody
characters.
like closure, and then sent them off in a new direction.
Yep.
And also gave you like something like, oh, this is still going to happen, maybe. You know, so like that's my favorite thing when shows end,
Yeah.
and it's not like, oh, they all died. Like with Lost, where it's like the show ends after they've all died. So it's like, oh well,
They
They're
didn't
all-
just die.
they're all dead now, so they can never have any other stories.
Yeah.
Like knowing that these characters can still be having stories and adventures somewhere out there that I'll never hear about is interesting to me. And the way that they wrapped up that season with everyone kind of going off, and
And
having
it didn't get sappy in the way a lot of shows
Right.
get. It was very Community.
right. It,
where
it
it
was
was
like
them-
kind of raw and
Right.
And meta and
and it hit on the kind of the idea of something I've thought about recently with some friends of mine that moved, where it's like your friends have this really cool opportunity, and it's really good for them to leave, but it sucks for you. So it's like you have that selfish feeling of wanting them to give up their
Yeah.
really good opportunity so you can still be comfortable. And that's kind of a lot of what Jeff is dealing with in that episode. They hit that a lot with like,
Yep.
kind of, and the codependency thing that they always bring up on Community, because he wants his friends to stay there to help him become more, maybe not better, but more of what he is. And they need to go off and do their own thing. And it was just great. It was so good. I shed a few tears at the end, and it was phenomenal. I loved it.
Tank, we're going to miss you when you move.
It needed to happen too because it's been 6 years.
Right. Absolutely.
It's community college.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they needed to find a new.
I mean, especially with Annie, who, like at the beginning of the series, it was very clear that she was the most intelligent, driven person in the group.
Right.
Yeah, they addressed that directly when they were like, "Is this really? Wouldn't people just be sad for me if I was still here?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that was good.
Did you read or listen to the interview podcast thing that Yahoo did with Dan Harmon afterwards?
I did not, but I listened to that
apparently-
great rant he did at the end, which was phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
Are you talking about the little fake commercial?
The bumper at the end where it
It
just
was
ends
pretty
with
awesome.
a Dan Harmon rant, which is
Yeah,
my favorite thing in the world.
it was really good. But apparently Yahoo was ready to do a movie right after the.
I did see that
Yeah.
on Reddit. I saw a quote from that.
And he said he would rather wait.
Right. Which I agree. I think giving it some time and like maybe wait a year
Yeah,
and kind of let the characters simmer and let everybody miss them and then
Exactly.
bring it all back and get Chevy Chase and Donald Glover and everybody, and Yvette Nicole Brown, get everybody back in for a movie that ties everything together and gives them like one final, because the ending of season 6 was definitely bittersweet.
yeah.
Like it was nice, but it was also kind of sad because they're all going away.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, I don't know, movie. I want a movie.
Yeah.
He said before that if they made it to 6 seasons, it would be criminal to not do a movie. So, I mean, he's obviously planning to do it at some point.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with
Yahoo-
waiting. And he's probably burnt out on Community right now.
probably.
Yeah, it needs to make more Rick and Morty.
Absolutely. July 27.
How about that cameo?
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube head?
Justin Roiland showed up. And
Yeah, that was.
who was it?
pretty good.
Chang's? Was it? Or that was the Dean's?
That was the Changs.
It was Chang's.
one of their
most
Because
incoherent.
it's psychotic. Yeah.
He was just looking at his
Hey,
glass.
I'm Ice Cube head. Hey, now I'm zapping you.
He's
Which,
got a great
So
voice.
good.
which, by the way, was the other thing I watched. I forgot about was I watched like 3 episodes of Rick and Morty.
Nice.
What's 3?
The first 3.
Oh, no, those are good
Those
episodes.
3 good episodes.
Actually, probably
Out of
more than
11
3.
good episodes.
Yeah.
I just want to watch more of it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's
It's better than Community.
Sometimes, yeah, actually. I don't know. It's weird.
it's only been 1 season. It's hard to.
It's
It's
easy
unfair
to,
to compare
yeah.
them at this point.
I watched some wrestling like I've been doing.
Nice.
There was a pay-per-view that was really good. They had Kevin Owens, the guy from NXT, come and beat the crap out of John Cena in a pay-per-view, which was
good.
pretty cool. That never happens. John Cena never loses. So it was kind of cool to see them give someone who's actually a new character a chance to look cool.
I'm glad.
That's
I
cool.
still wish Rusev would have beaten him because, but
Rusev's won too many times and has made his character boring. It's just like a guy who, like, his thing is an undefeated streak is boring, because then once the undefeated streak is over, he's now a guy who used to have an undefeated streak.
Yep.
And what are you going to do? Start another undefeated streak?
I just thought John Cena's boring, and the whole fact that they're making him the face of the U.S.
Yeah.
was frustrating because
Yeah,
I feel like
he's pretty boring, but I think he's done a good job recently, like, capturing the fact that everybody kind of hates him and like playing with that a lot.
unless you're a child.
That's true. But like he acknowledges the fact that the crowd is cheering Cena sucks, and he has fun with the fact that people give him a hard time for being boring.
Yeah, John
is
Cena as
interesting.
a person seems incredible though.
Right.
Like I don't watch wrestling, but I hear about his Make-A-Wish stuff and like how awesome he is in real
I understand
life.
he's a very eccentric person in real life, and a lot of people have said most wrestlers are normal people playing weird people on TV.
Yeah.
He's a weird person trying to play a normal person on TV.
That's interesting.
But yeah, so I watched that. What else did I watch? I started to watch The Fall. I watched the first 2 episodes of that,
Nice. With Gillian Anderson.
and that's really good.
It is.
I'm enjoying it. The thing that's kind of weird, I guess, because I've so many decades of listening to Scully, I just can't not hear her voice. So the accent,
the Belfast accent.
it just always sounds tacked on to me, and like I keep on like,
Right.
that's not how you talk, Scully.
Yeah.
But I really
Well,
like
it's not your
the-
typical Londoner accent either. It's
It's not super strong.
Yeah.
But the more Hitchcockian kind of the first thing they do is show you the murderer.
Yes.
Like right off the bat, you know who the murderer is.
So you don't have to watch any more of it.
Right. But
Yeah.
so I mean, it's more suspense than mystery, and it's like that really kind of cloying dread feeling is like this guy's. But they do a lot of really good dichotomy stuff. Like there's he's murdering the woman while she's having sex over here. Or he's washing his daughter's hair while they're doing the autopsy on the body.
and
he's
so kind as his grief counselor self.
Right.
But that night.
Right. So they play with that kind of stylistic dichotomy really well. But yeah, I've rambled too long.
No.
It's a really good show. I'm on
That might
season
be a
2 of that
good,
right now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I kind of stopped watching it when we got into these showcases. And
Right.
I need to get back on it. But it's fantastic. It's some of the best TV I've seen.
Really good. I'm really happy with what Netflix is doing in the TV space.
Yeah.
Just you guys have better ideas than we do. Here's some money. Go do some stuff.
Yep.
Has anybody else watched any Wayward Pines?
No.
Oh, I
Because-
started that one.
See, I watched an episode of Seth, and I'm like, this looks interesting, and I kind of forgot about it, but now I see Rotten Tomatoes, I saw it on here, it's 85% fresh. I'm like, man, I should actually go back and watch it. It's just a miniseries, right? Or
I feel like I've heard people
It's
say good
by,
things.
and I didn't like it very much. I stopped in the middle, and then I realized it was by who's our favorite
Damon
guy?
Lindelof?
No. Twist. What a twist. What's
M. Night
his name?
Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Speaking of
Yeah.
Damon Lindelof, there was that other show of his, The Leftovers. I
Yeah.
started watching. I watched 9 out of 10 episodes of that and really liked it, and just never watched the 10th episode, and I've never gone back to it.
You going to go back to it?
Maybe at some point, but I feel like it's been long enough I would need to go back and rewatch a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good show, what I saw. I liked it. But
I'm cautious about anything with Lindelof
that's
attached
true.
to it.
He did a good job not making the same mistakes they made with Lost, where they tried to answer or try to ask so many questions.
Yeah.
This one is just this crazy thing happened. We're acknowledging up front, we're not going to tell you why. The why of why all these people disappeared, we're not interested in addressing
I just
that.
want Lindelof to tell me why the planet in Prometheus wasn't the planet from Alien.
Because he told Ridley Scott that no one would care.
I like the idea better that he liked the script, this is really good. How am I going to ruin it? What's the best way to ruin this script?
Yeah, that's probably what
And
he
he's really good at that.
He is good. But anything else?
No, that was pretty much it.
All right. I've watched Community. We already talked about that.
Indeed.
Comedy Bang Bang. There's one episode left, and that episode is going to somehow deal with Reggie Watts leaving the show.
No.
So I'm really excited to see that. I think it might be on my Roku for watching later tonight.
Yeah.
Watch some Amy Schumer, Battlestar Galactica, obviously, for this coming episode.
Yeah, I guess I watched
And
that too.
I watched The Heart She Holler,
I ain't seen that.
which is a weird. It was described as Deep South Hillbillies meets
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks.
Well, that sounds like the sort of thing I will be interested
And
in.
it's got Patton Oswalt in it as this
There's a fish in the park. This can't do it.
There's a fish in my
Feral-
percolator.
this feral child that just grew up in a wall and has to learn English in the first episode. It's,
Okay.
it's really strange and weird
Huh.
and stupid. And,
Sounds like me.
This is hitting all my buttons.
And I've only watched a few episodes, but I really like it for all the wrong reasons. It's not good.
Where's it on?
It's on Hulu Plus. It was a cartoon,
Adult Swim.
an Adult Swim show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just Squidbillies then?
Nope. So that's it.
All right.
And now it's time for the news.
News.
Let me see them news.
Yes.
That's going to be our new catchphrase.
And actually, I was pretty last minute putting this together. So, Stitch, if you have anything too, you can jump in.
From that aborted news episode that we didn't release.
Yes.
We recorded it, I promise.
Oh, we recorded it. Just some people had things to do.
Mini muffins.
And we're drunk on a plane.
And our internet connections weren't good enough.
Also, we only had 3 available options, and one person took 2 of those 3 internet slots in the hotel room.
He actually didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, so first news story, I'm just going to talk about Stephen Colbert because I'm getting a little amped up for him to start his show, and he's released a few different things. First, did you guys see that beard video?
Yes.
Yeah.
The cold beard.
The cold beard, yes. That was pretty good. I mean,
Going
it
through all the
wasn't like
different.
laugh out loud funny, but it was Colbert.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
tongue-in-cheek humor.
Yeah, it was good.
Colbert's pleasant to watch even when he isn't being super funny.
Yeah. And my favorite news is who he picked for his band leader, which is Jonathan Batiste. Have you guys heard of him?
Jonathan Petite.
If you haven't, watch or you should listen to his music. It's really good. Anyway, so that's that. I can't wait for it to start. Second news story. Don't worry, guys. Netflix is not going to add ads to their service.
Thank goodness.
They were never going to.
But they were testing it.
They were not testing it. They were putting the hooks in for it.
The hooks in. What does that mean?
Basically, they're making it so if they need to in the future, and they were also potentially getting the word out there just to see how people react, which they
Yeah.
don't react very well to.
Yeah, like maybe that was part of the test.
Well, it's the
It's
internet.
just-
People love to freak out and
Yeah.
make
How do
mountains
you-
out of molehills.
How did they even find out about it? Like, it was just like a survey, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was some
I mean,
sort of.
A survey is how we found out Rock Band 4 was happening.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, but yeah, there's also how many surveys out there that don't come out with something. There could be 99 surveys. If one of them was right, all of a sudden all surveys predict the
99
future.
surveys and
And Netflix ain't one.
yeah, there we go.
So anywho, Netflix is at the top of its game. It's not going anywhere. So
Well, it's not going anywhere,
and
but
it's not going to decrease its value.
even if Hulu were to do, even if they were to do it, they wouldn't be as bad as Hulu because they wouldn't be doing it in the middle of an episode. Give you 3 of the exact same commercials, and
I hate
then
that.
A.E. Dairy.
and then drop the episode because it lost connection. No,
That doesn't happen to me.
I know.
The other things you said do.
But
Yeah.
like what people were saying might happen that probably isn't going to happen anytime soon is in between episodes there were to be advertisements for other Netflix shows, which they can't be mad about because HBO now does that already.
Yeah.
Like it'll advertise other HBO shows.
What do you mean they can't be mad about that?
Oh, okay. They can be mad about it. They can be mad about it, but it's not like that's.
It's not uncalled for, unheard of. I tried to
It's not
combine those two
how about
phrases.
this?
Uncurred for.
It's not. It's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
So it's like if you could just literally say, "Oh, that looks like an interesting show," click, and you still have the same amount of money in your pocket, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it ain't
In
gonna
that
happen.
way, I don't think that's too big a deal either. But anywho, it's not happening. So the next story I have is Showtime is following suit with HBO, and they're releasing their own channel.
Oh,
It's going to be $10.99 a month. It'll be available on Roku and PlayStation and Apple TV.
Another streaming service I can ignore.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of ways, this is the a la carte service everybody's been wanting.
Yeah, I'll pay for it for a month and watch like the 3 shows I've always wanted to watch from Showtime, and then I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
it's just like this great system that we could almost have if there was like some sort of broadcasting network where you could tune in to specific like channels, say, and only get one provider's content that you would have to pay a premium for.
Like
It
choose
sounds
your
like
own
we-
20 channels.
Right, we might be moving towards that kind of
Yeah.
exciting future.
Verizon actually a few months ago announced they were going to start doing that a la carte, and then I guess like they had a bunch of lawsuits thrown at them from the providers because I guess
That's copyright infringement.
I
That's
don't- I
patent
I
infringement.
can't remember.
We'll see you in Texas in court.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the specifics of it. It was something like there are certain channels that have to be basic, or some weird, bizarre hobbity-doo that hobbity-doo that basically prevented Verizon from doing that. So this may be a way for them to get around it. In a way, it's also good that they can cut out the middleman, even though in the end it might be more expensive. At least you don't have to sign a contract.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tank?
Nope.
Tank's Tank.
Nothing.
I don't like it.
All right.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Next story, Joel McHale.
Hey.
He's going to be in X-Files. Woohoo!
I saw that.
I'm so excited. I love Joel McHale.
I also had some other X-Files news I saw, too, if we want to keep those
tack
lumped together.
it on there.
Who's
Some
Joel
of the,
McHale?
He's
What? Oh my god!
He's
Jeff-
the Jeff
on
Winger.
Community.
He's the host of The Soup.
Oh, okay, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Who's Jeff Winger?
Have you ever
Anywho,
seen
From
Community?
Community.
Oh, I didn't know what his name was. I just knew that was the dude from the Soup.
So yeah, they also announced the name of one of the episodes of the new season of the X-Files.
What is it?
Home Again, which is a reference to the episode Home, where they found a bunch of inbred hillbillies out in the backwoods.
That's a legendary episode.
really good episode.
Oh, that's exciting.
Kind of hoping that they might revisit that. David Duchovny also said he read one of the scripts and it made him cry.
Wow.
So,
Although I did say it was more because of like the feeling of being back with the same crew again.
But-
That they worked so hard to get the show back. But yes, and he said the script's very good.
Makes me feel good inside anyway.
It was weird for me to watch Californication. Like I watched like half of a season like a few months ago. It was really weird for me to see him in a role that wasn't like X-Files.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good. The little bit I saw was okay.
The last thing I was set to talk about, we already kind of did, which was the Community series finale, or season finale, maybe series finale. We don't know. They have the Community Lives On hashtag out there. And
I mean,
I'm thinking there's got to be a movie.
I think there's zero chance this is the end. I just think,
Yeah, I mean Yahoo's got to be loving the success they've had with it.
like he said in that little rant at the end, like, oh, it turns out this show had tens of millions of viewers all
along. Yeah, it's so frustrating.
which was, it's just good to hear. The
Yeah.
fact that like the show actually is very popular and getting the audience recognition for the audience that it's always had.
Yeah,
So I mean that'll Yahoo knows it's valuable.
Yeah, and Yahoo Screen's probably loving it. They also Yahoo Screen gets the opportunity to broadcast some NFL shows, so maybe that'll
That'll
have
help
them
Yeah.
step up their service
That'll maybe
or
let
something.
them put in some audio leveling on the
oh my
advertisements.
god!
Like
yeah.
that.
I keep
Oh
thinking
my
you're saying,
God.
I keep thinking you're saying Yahoo Scream. Well, I guess that
I
makes
want to
sense.
scream at the
That's
TV when it's
the
on.
ad.
I had to turn it up so much for Community, and then when the commercial came on,
Especially that Sin City Saints
Oh my
or whatever
gosh,
it
Yeah.
it
is.
blares at
It's like
you.
4 times the volume of everything else.
It's terrible.
horrifying.
And now
It's
you're
awful.
talking about it. She gave him exactly what you want. So now they're just going to make it 8 times louder next time.
No.
I am undone by my own hubris.
Yes. But that's the news I have. Stitch, you got anything else?
Constantine, that show that no one watched, it got canceled.
I watched that. I thought that was actually a really good show.
Really?
That was
Well,
one I just pulled up to
the
talk about.
the show that only Tank watches got canceled.
I've heard
It's
it's
a good show.
good. Yeah.
They were trying to shop it around to some other networks, and nobody
No
bit.
takers.
So they officially announced today that everyone's contracts have been released.
Aw, that sucks.
no Keanu Reeves, no deal.
That's a good movie.
Story of my life.
That's the story of Stitch's life.
Explains a lot.
Anything else?
I've got a couple. If we got
I can't remember anything from last week, so
Mini
No.
Muffins.
Let's do one more.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about the X-Files one. This one, the Stephen King's The Stand. They've been talking about doing a television adaptation of that for some time now.
It's actually happening.
They're doing that. It's going to be a movie and a miniseries,
Interesting.
which is interesting because that's the format they've been talking about doing for The Dark Tower for like 10 years now, doing a trilogy of movies with a trilogy of miniseries,
Yeah.
linking them together.
is it about a possessed TV stand?
No, it's about
Except it's not really that scary because there's a TV on top of it, so it's too heavy and it
Are you
can't
just making
haunt.
fun of?
Yes, that is actually
Stephen
literally
King's-
exactly what the show's about.
You move
I'd
the
watch
TV, Yeah.
Ever, it was
Stephen
like
King is a good author who sometimes writes uninspired crap.
but uninspired.
Yeah.
Is that true? I don't know.
It sometimes is more fair to say he's a bad author who's written some very good books.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I think
See, I never got into Stephen King. In high school, I read a lot of Dean Koontz. Though.
his
Oh
his
my
level
God.
of quality.
Stitch read a lot of
varies.
R.L. Stein.
Oh hell yeah,
They're doing some movies. So
man! When I was a kid, I actually would burn through one of those books in like half a day.
Yeah.
I love those
Those
books.
and the Animorphs or whatever.
Oh no, wait,
Stitch
no.
didn't touch those Animorphs.
Yeah, screw
those were
that.
below Stitch.
Yeah, it's all about the goosebumps and
Goosebumps.
the cuckoo tower of doom,
Yeah. Pretty
the
good.
cuckoo clock.
cuckoo clock of doom. Your 3DS is flashing.
No.
So is that it for the news? news?
That's all I got.
All right, that's all for the news. Now it's time for Trope Talk.
Talking about some tropes?
As you consume stories, you begin to identify literary devices, character archetypes. You haven't heard this in a while, have you?
I haven't. What are you talking about? I don't know what
Classic
this is.
scenarios and more. Whether it's the supervillain who explains his scheme to the hero after capturing him, the monster of the week formula of X-Files and Buffy, or the will they, won't they sitcom cliche.
Oh.
These patterns are collectively referred to as tropes.
Oh.
Today we will be discussing...
Today we're going to be talking about this thing that I don't know how to pronounce this thing. Forgotten phlebotinum. Phlebotinum. Phlebotinum?
the phlebotinum.
Phlebotinum. Phlebotinum is
Phlebotinum.
usually science fiction, but just kind of fiction in general. Concept of this is the thing you can rub on your problems to solve them. You know, it's like an easy out for whatever situation your character needs to solve.
Is it like Doctor Who and that shitty little flashlight thing he has?
Exactly. That
Flashlight thing.
I don't know. Doctor Who
is,
sucks.
the sonic screwdriver is applied phlebotinum at its best.
I don't watch Doctor Who if the sonic... I don't watch Doctor Who if the sonic screwdriver was just a never...
Phlebotinum.
I don't watch Doctor Who if the sonic screwdriver was a
I wonder if we keep
bottomless.
How many times can we interrupt him in this podcast?
Hi, everyone.
He's shut down.
I'd watch Doctor Who if the sonic screwdriver was actually just a bottomless screwdriver. Drink.
That you can't.
That's how hard you fought to get that out.
It would have been. It would have been better if I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't like being interrupted?
Hey, I did it first. I do still feel bad. Sorry, Stitch.
We did kind of rip the rug out from underneath your...
Yeah, my bad.
First of all, you can't drink a drink that's inside of a TV.
But I'd like to watch Doctor Who get slammed for every episode.
That actually might be very entertaining.
So anyway, we're talking about a TV trope right now.
It'd still be a crappy show.
So, forgotten phlebotinum specifically refers to something where a character unveils some incredible power or device that, for no good reason whatsoever, everybody then forgets they can do.
Yep.
So, an example would be like Superman can fly fast enough to turn the Earth around so fast that it goes literally back in time.
Yeah.
Like, he should do that every
Yeah,
single
right.
time.
Just do that again. Remember that one time, Superman?
No, I can actually only go
Actually,
this
I
fast
can't remember
now.
that because I didn't experience
Right.
that time. He forgot, so...
Right. So it's...
Is that how it works?
Or it happens a lot with the Flash in the comic books. Like one issue, he can move faster than, or just barely, not quite as fast as light, and then another one he can barely dodge a bullet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, in a way, it's someone for a huge storyline to have a lot of impact. They have to give the hero some way to dig deep and and explode up with big powers. But then for the rest of the time in the show, it's like, oh well, that's
Right. And it seems to happen a lot in, like, speculative science fiction.
right.
Especially when it's a long-running series. Like, when I was looking at lists, there was, like, probably 20 to 40 for just Star Trek.
Right, like I was just,
Yeah.
some of this in an episode of the original series, they discover a drug that gives people telepathic powers. It's like
It's a pretty good drug.
It's dangerous, but why don't they make that some sort of controlled substance and
Yeah.
use it, medically, or scrolling through some. Of my
It's hard to
examples
keep
here.
up with
My
the
personal-
lore that you've created, I guess.
My personal favorite
Right.
was when Geordi was able to double the power of the shields by connecting them to the warp engines.
It's clever.
And they never do that again all the other times they're taking fire and need the shields to stay up.
There's a few from Battlestar Galactica, but I'm not going to read them.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
not.
don't read those.
Don't Google Battlestar Galactica until you're done. Like, seriously. 2 friends of mine have spoiled themselves.
Odama is a woman.
Odama.
Odometer?
Odometer's a woman. Obama's a woman.
Oh, let's not get political.
Or we had in Buffy the Vampire Slayer an episode where somebody kidnapped a Proto-Slayer.
Yeah.
And mere
Yeah.
episodes before, they had uncovered a detect Proto-Slayer spell that
Yep.
So, like, just use that.
didn't use.
My favorite example is the Harry Potter one.
The
But this
time
is not
turner?
yeah.
Oh,
this
the
is not
time turner! If you can time travel,
Especially-
why don't you just use it every time?
Any instance of this involving time travel is
Yes.
It's like-
unforgivable.
Yeah. They used it to save a hippogriff, and then they never used it for anything.
I
else
thought you
important.
said they used it to save a hypocrite.
Is that what it's called?
Stitch's
A
got some
hippogriff?
good asides today.
I'm so tired.
I think a lot of those too come up in like the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Less directly, but just like,
Yeah.
well, why didn't Iron Man come help?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Captain
that's what I was
America?
wondering.
Why didn't?
In Iron Man 3, I was like, where's the rest of the Avengers
Right.
helping? Like,
I was
I
like,
don't-
sometimes
I
they,
can't buy it anymore.
Right. Sometimes they'll give a little excuse for why they're not around, but other times they're just like, oh, I don't know, we got
They specifically
world-threatening
didn't
problem.
in Iron Man 3, so I
Right.
got upset.
Right.
It's like Captain America would probably want to help save the vice president or the president or whoever it was.
Right.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Maybe he doesn't support the president's or vice
Maybe
president's
a lot
view.
of things, but they should have addressed it.
Yeah, and if they would have just given some excuse for, oh, he's
Yeah.
trapped
could've
at the
been
bottom
like-
of the sea punching the Red Skull.
Exactly. They could have said something for like
Yeah.
1 minute in the movie. I don't know.
Now, this wouldn't be like in the 1990s Godzilla, where Godzilla was
No, that's a continuity error.
okay.
When the Godzilla monster was different sizes and different scenes
yeah.
for no reason. But it would be like when Claire
When
When Going
finds
Clear,
out-
the Scientology
when
story.
they use Claire's blood to heal people in Heroes, and then they never use it again. That would be a perfect example of forgotten phlebotomy.
And they could make something interesting with that. Like, we can't just harvest her for her blood. Or, they could have made it a
What about-
interesting
I
plot.
feel
Yeah.
like Lex had a bunch of them.
No, there's all. I mean,
Oh, I'm
Lex
sure of
probably for sure had a lot of them.
They didn't
Doctor Who
care.
had plenty. Like
Especially the show, like
I mean-
the X-Files or I can't even think of the names of them, but any of those shows where they're like Fringe, where they're going around and uncovering these powerful artifacts
yeah,
that can do magical things, but then they lock them away in a vault and never use them to solve their problems later on. It's like,
exactly.
well, you've got
Yeah.
you've got a pen that can turn a man into Jello.
Or like, what about the few seasons in the Simpsons when Barney forgot how to drink, but then he remembered later.
That's not. That's not this.
Just keep on coming up with examples, Stitch.
So,
please.
my question to Tank is: would we classify this as a continuity error?
I don't think so. I think it's a part of it is just kind of natural ebb and flow of storytelling.
Maybe continuity forgetfulness.
I don't even know if it's so much forgetfulness, but just kind of like that would break the story if they use it all the time. So it's like somebody just went overboard at one point, especially part of the problem it's so common in group written things like comics and TV is because you have one writer comes in and he writes an episode and he's like, I need Superman to punch a hole in the sun.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot.
And then the rest
Nowadays,
of the season,
like-
series has to go back to normal.
Nowadays, on lots of shows, they have one person whose job is
Right.
just to manage the script continuity
Right.
between the episodes.
Or like a showrunner who
Yeah.
keeps everything on even keel. But
There's like an additional person a lot of times
Right.
now on top of the showrunner,
I
just to
feel
make sure that
yeah.
it doesn't break itself from episode to episode.
Then like I feel like it also helps get like cool ideas and stuff like that out there, because sometimes it does break the story to have this cool idea like Superman reversing the entire Earth just to spin back time. That's a cool idea. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's a cool idea to think about.
I think the biggest problem with most of these is they forget to leave an excuse for it never to come back.
Yeah,
Like, oh, if I do that again, and like there was one with the Flash, and I think one of the animated shows where he went so fast and he was like pushing the berries of time, but found out going that fast he like nearly broke his connection to the Speed Force. So he's like, if I go that fast again,
He
I'll
doesn't wanna
lose my
risk it,
powers.
yeah.
It'll probably tear the world in half. So it's stuff like there's consequences for this that they at least lay out in some way that you can be like, oh yeah, we don't want to do that again, because if Superman actually had spun the Earth backwards, he would have just literally killed everyone on the planet. Rather than
Yeah.
Also,
moving time.
technically, wouldn't he forget what he was doing, and he would have just kept going until the Earth was over?
I think
He was at the nexus of the causal vortex, so he would have been protected.
This doesn't sound very.
He
Real.
was-
This doesn't sound realistic
he
to me
saw-
anymore.
That's science right there.
he saw the heart of the TARDIS, so
Oh, okay.
he's eventually going to die
Oh
unless
my
they find a way
gosh.
to
Right.
make him forget.
Right.
that
right.
heart of the TARDIS thing too. That didn't work out.
This sounds
Yeah.
dumb. What else?
That's all I got. I think we've got the idea of the forgotten phlebotinum.
Yeah.
Forgotten-
Phlebotinum?
The forgotten lobotomy.
Phlebotomy.
Forgotten lobotomy.
Nope.
Yeah, forgot how to do my blood work, and I'm going to die now. Calcium.
So normally that would be the end of the episode,
It would.
or it would have been time for a bad show bingo.
Oh.
We don't have time for a bad show bingo, so
No.
we're going to go to Shanna for a new
Okay.
segment called the TV Soapbox.
TV
Yes.
soapbox.
And you guys are welcome to jump in on this, but this is something that's
Stitch isn't.
No.
an issue that's near and dear to my heart. Watching television in groups drives me up the wall. I can't do
What's
it.
a group?
Any other, actually,
It's when you have-
a pair of two is too much for me, I think.
It's when
It
you
depends
Sorry,
on who
Mark.
you're with,
it's when you have these things called friends, and then they come over and watch TVs with
which
you.
I didn't experience growing
Watch
up.
TV.
So
They don't watch a TV show. They just watch TVs with you.
There's just several TVs going.
I think here's the problem: is everything I watched growing up, I watched alone and got obsessed with, and watched
Right.
it over and over, and like really got into absorbing every detail of a show. And now when I sit with people, I just can't stand casual watching.
Hey,
That's
hey,
why I
what-
give Stitch so much
what's that
shit
guy-
about
what-
it.
The
What's that guy's-
calibration on that TV is a little off.
What's he doing? I don't.
I'm watching the same thing you are. Like,
Hey,
Is that a bad guy?
hey, Shanna, what show is? What other show is this guy in?
oh my
what
God,
show is he in?
Marcus.
Oh, it's Arrow.
Yes.
It's Arrow.
Hey,
That guy.
that's the guy from Community.
And see, I'm kind of different, and the reason why I always ask questions the whole time is because I'm always watching things in the background and rarely
Yeah, I
watch it
hate
dead
that.
on.
Well, okay, and it's not always just the way other people behave. It's also the way I behave around other people. Like if I'm watching something I love, I'm
Yeah.
staring at the person next to me whenever I'm reacting to
Right.
something just to
Did
see
you
if
get
this is a good scene coming
Do
up.
you
I don't
appreciate
say
this
that.
as much?
Yeah.
Put your phone
Yeah,
down.
put your phone away. If I see a phone, I'm losing it. That happened to me.
I'm done.
If
with,
I see
I'm
you
done
playing World of Warcraft, while you're supposed to be watching Battlestar Galactica.
I don't want to play WoW. I was doing something else.
No, I'm just making fun of what you said you did a
What?
few
It was
episodes ago.
Hearthstone.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, or you had House of Cards on and WoW on
Oh.
the second screen or whatever. Yeah.
There's some other show that you guys.
Passive watching cannot be tolerated.
Well, you
by
know
me.
what?
That's
sounds
why
like-
I have
sounds
to
like-
watch alone.
Sounds like I'm on the wrong podcast.
Yeah. It's
But,
terrible.
That's why you're on the podcast.
I mean, it seems good. And, like, whenever Mark suggests, oh, there's this show, let's all get together and watch it. Like, Game of Thrones. we
Shannon's
currently watch.
furious.
Also,
I was
don't
like,
forget.
Do I have to? It's
Also, don't
horrible.
forget when he says it. Let's get everybody together. That's like 7 or 8 people. Then they all.
And they all talk.
But then they all want to watch it together again.
Yeah.
So then you have to wait. You have to sync 7 people's schedules together, and it never works.
That's true.
It
Well,
always falls apart.
Or you get that one person who jumps ahead and watches the whole thing without you.
Adam,
betrayed.
And then they're like, "Oh, guys, you're gonna love this part 3 episodes in," and they
Man.
spoil the whole thing.
this whole episode was so quiet until we got to this segment.
Yeah, I'm
Now we're just
sorry.
shouting into the microphones.
It's a
Oh,
very
we-
passionate subject.
It's a
Oh, we hit
soapbox.
nerves. There's a reason why I don't watch shows with you guys because I know that bugs you guys so much. That's why I have to wait for you guys to come to me because when you guys know when it's a show that can be talked over because it's a comedy show or whatever.
Yeah, I just need to learn to relax is what it really is. Because I think passive attention is the new norm. Like, nobody really
I don't
absorbs.
I don't agree with that because you are actually you absorb yourself so well in the story that when you're pulled back out of that that ruins the show for you. While someone like me, like who has trouble actually getting completely absorbed into a world I have no control over, that's why I kind of am distracted by other things. So it's not so much that you need to change; it's just more of that's just what you need to do to adjust yourself to so you're not interrupted. Then you live with this guy, and I'm sure he's going. Oh shit! Help! 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 Help!
Help, 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 help.
Oh my God! Is he gonna? Oh my God! Is he gonna die? Help! 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 Help!
The
Yes,
main thing
yes, saying it
Marcus
right.
does that annoys me is, Shannon, what's this guy from? What's this guy from?
So
Look it up, IMDb. I'm like,
That's your fault for knowing.
that's true. I do instantly know whatever. Yes.
Encarta it.
Yeah.
Encarta Microsoft.
So what Shanna's saying is I need to get one of those Amazon Fire TVs.
Yeah, just do
X-ray.
Yeah, there you
do
go.
X-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my rant. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about watching in groups.
I don't like watching in groups unless it's like one
Stitch
other.
doesn't like people finding out that he's not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't like the pressure of having to absorb the plot.
Also, you never know when you need to get on the floor and just start rolling around.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
So-
true of everyone, but
Sometimes
we all adapt.
Sometimes the leather couch gets too hot. You just need to get on the floor and roll around to cool down a little bit.
True.
But yeah, I mean, everyone watches things differently and focuses differently on things. Like for me, like even when I'm reading a book, it's just kind of like just may do 4, 5, 6 pages at that time, put it away, then come back to it later because that's
4, 5, 6 pages. That's it.
I mean, it depends, but
Hey, we're all slow.
I don't
we're
think I
slow.
could read a
Stitch and
book.
I can't read.
If I was just doing 4, that's like not even a chapter.
well, it's just because like reading 4 or
'Cause
5,
Stitch
6
can't read.
pages and then I go to bed. Or something like
just
that. It's
instantly
basically
fall
just me
asleep.
sitting there, and I can't imagine myself just sitting there and not moving or finding something else to distract me, like for hours and hours on end.
Yeah,
That's why video games are great because they all suck.
and I know I'm terrible to watch with too.
But
so
there is some joy to rewatching a series you've already seen with someone who hasn't. Isn't there?
there is
Being able
yeah.
to watch them experience things for the
Right.
first time.
if they experience it.
And then
People
I'm
besides Stitch experience things for the first time.
yeah,
Yeah,
like when stuff happens in Battlestar, and you look over at me, and I'm just looking at the screen, or I'm on
You're
my
just
phone.
like the most
Err.
shocking thing happens, and then Stitch is like literally no reaction.
So they're just like, oh, no, that's even too much of a reaction. You can't see my eyes over this audio podcast, but they just look dead inside as he's watching.
just look at somebody when they're staring at a computer screen, and that's my reaction.
There you go.
They're just reading the internet, and their eyes just glossed over.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my reaction to TV.
So to maintain friendships, I've just decided to sequester myself. From
Also,
groups.
drool on yourself a little bit because that happens too sometimes.
Yeah.
Huh?
When you're staring
yeah.
at the computer for too long, and all of a sudden the saliva builds up.
It's what?
That happens.
Does
to
it go?
you?
Does it like?
Never tell us your weakness, Shannon.
Everybody's whispering and eating ribs.
Okay, well, with that explosive
Oh my God,
cough laugh,
No,
that's going to be it for another episode of The Fool's Lantern.
no, I'm lightheaded.
Make sure to look for our showcase later in the week.
It is. We're going to be talking
And
about Battlestar Galactica.
That's right.
Woo!
Battlestar Galactica, and in that episode,
I'm gonna
I
be
will
sh-
dish on all the times Stitch didn't react.
And for all the people who are going to be watching along with us, all of you,
All three of you.
we're watching about the miniseries and the first 6 episodes.
That's right.
So
There's
watch
some
along
good
with
ones
us
in
and
there,
listen to us talk about
yeah.
it because it's going to be spoilers.
All spoilers.
Make sure
All of them,
and make sure you watch it where the sound editing is all over the place. 'Cause that's how we're watching it.
definitely.
Yes. All right. That's the end.
Bye.
This is the end. My only friend, the end.
Are you gonna get in your underwear and like dance in front of the mirror?
What?
Are you doing? Okay, I thought
That's
you.
Goodbye Horses. I'm talking about the Doors. This is the end.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Goodbye Horses.
Apocalypse Now,
Oh.
where Martin Sheen is all zoned out and. Yeah.
I guess I don't remember that scene as well. But,
There are some days that look so bright.
There are some lies that seem so dark.
How could you walk against the wind?
How could you stop the earth go round?
You never know which road to take.
One never knows which way goes down.
Will you get backwards to the shore?
Are you ready for the fight?
Our intro theme, the Gypsy Song, was made available via Creative Commons by the Freak Fandango Orchestra.
The newspaper ticker theme was made available via Creative Commons Attribution License by Mike Koenig, and the showcase theme, Booga Blue, was made available via the Creative Commons Attribution License by the U.S. Army Blues.